Wait, we're pogging? Hold on, I didn't know that. Sorry, I wasn't ready for all the pogging we're doing. But yeah, we back. I forgot to make a button for muting the mic. Should probably do that. It's online. It's transfer server maintenance. The games are still up. It's just transfer maintenance. Where was the queue information? Is that still somewhere? Estimated queue transfer window. Yeah, the game is still up. Yeah, I'm actually doing the research now. I had all the time all morning to look into it, but I didn't because I'm very, very good at planning my day. But no, I have the title of live stream listed as transfer checkup because I was mostly curious about how other people's transfers are going and how some of their processes have been. I've noticed the transfer time has gotten a lot lower, and I've seen people actually posting in the Discord. They've been talking about how their transfers have actually been pretty quick and pretty swift. So I was mostly just curious about how people's transfers have been going and how that was. So yeah, that's mostly it. Mostly just like a checkup. Also just streaming, hanging out, doing stuff for the day. I think I can turn this on. Oh, it like froze my computer. That's sick. Hi everybody, it's me, Strimtom. Also, my voice is probably going to sound a little bit nicer today, or just like a little bit better, because I don't have my air conditioning unit on, because it's actually cool today, which is bizarre. So we have like a break in the heat wave. So I have my window open, and there's a nice breeze. Unpacking for like 5 hours, and I have about 10% of my stuff. That doesn't sound good. So the transfers work. The unpacking step, unpacking for Spank Loop and Train's still going. Okay, so this is why I wanted to do the checkup. I haven't transferred anything else. I have only transferred one singular character, my character Strimtom, which you might notice is now named Strimtom. I did the old name switcheroo off camera because I didn't want anything to get in the way of that process. But yeah, it's been all right. Yeah, I was curious as to how things are going, so I'm excited to hear people telling me their stories about specifically, like, you know, what circumstance they find themselves in, what their experience has been like so far, because I've mostly just been very curious about this. What's up, Witcher? How's it going, everybody? How's it going? How y'all doing? What's happening? Look, it's Maxi Quickfoot. I don't know what server that person's from. I'm not familiar with the name. If that's on Argo, then whoopsie. You know, it takes forever loading in. I actually loaded in instantly, so I think it might be like a packing thing. I think that the unpacking process is taking on more load than they were possibly expecting. I will say, they did explicitly tell everybody that it's like, by the way, when people are unpacking on the server, it might be a little unplayable. So I am currently on Thrain. This server may be a little unplayable today. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Attend to it in a trice.
So we'll see.
We are so back.
That's right. We are so back. Axel, welcome back to the stream team. Appreciate the support. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Glad to have you here. Yep, exactly. Like, everybody has been saying, like, I've heard about, like, the fact that the servers have been, like, very laggy today. I actually played around a bit over the weekend. So, like, I ran all of Giant Hold and did a couple other things, and I had absolutely no issues whatsoever. So I actually had, like, a really, really good time with DDO and how things were going. But I'm curious as to, like, how things are going to be going in future. Public areas are unplayable? I don't know. Seems pretty playable to me. Argo to Thrain just before bed, all transferred by noon the next day, no complaints. Yeah, I know some people that have had major issues with their transfers where they just, like, have not been able to transfer at all. They've been constantly, like, locked up, their characters fail, etc. So yeah, 1K players online. How many people are even online now? I mean, that's a really small bar. Damn, dude. Look at us all playing games together. Hell yeah. I love that. 6 more shared items. Yeah. Well, a bunch of my guildies are finally able to make it over at level 0, which is good. I assume people are actually like playing the game. We got people doing cogs and other stuff. We're getting there. We're getting there. It just takes time. It takes time. I'm able to enter. So unlucky with the server. Yeah. Also, bear in mind, if you do want to use the bank, I shouldn't have to explain this one, but given how many people are using the bank in this physical space, I'm going to give you guys the pro Strimtom advice here. Go somewhere else. Just pick somewhere random in the game world. Okay? So take your spell of greater teleport and say, you know what? We're going to the portable hole, and that's where we're banking. You know what? And that's where we're doing our bank stuff. Is there a bank here? Yeah, there's a bank here. Then you can do that, and you don't have to worry about people lagging out your game. And then when people listen to my advice and they go to the portable hole, yeah, go to Ataraxia. Go to Amrath. Why is there a bank guy in Amrath? I don't know. I don't know why there's a bank guy there. It's like in another dimension, but you can bank there. So do it. Yeah, the cleaning up the old connection, I've heard that as an issue for a lot of people. Yes, go to any expansion bank is a good one too. Go to Van Richten's tower. So yeah. It seems the least like aside from Sharn. Yeah, Sharn, everyone's going to be in Sharn. It's just because there's too many people that hang out around there. It's because it's extremely convenient. You can get everywhere from Sharn. Yeah, but yeah, there's some good stuff. You stream in the jungle, I hear monkeys or parrots. Can you actually hear the parrot? Is it coming through? Oh my god, the parrot is coming through. You can hear the parrot in the background. That's really funny. Yeah, I live with a parrot. And before you ask if you're like, oh, can you like bring him on camera? No, I can't. If it is loud, I can close the door. But I didn't realize that. You can hear him talking in the background. That's really funny. I'm watching the levels right now. But yeah. Oh man, so many people are stuck cleaning up old connection. I feel so lucky. Yeah, I'll have to get the door just a little bit. He's a little loud. He gets loud during the day. It makes sense. He's a parrot. That's what they do. Parrots be loud, as it turns out. Actually, I can probably just like... Let's say I can probably turn the gain down, except I literally can't turn the gain down. So what are you going to do? For so long, I didn't know that they had direct replies. Yeah, it's a reasonable feature, being able to like directly reply to individual people. So it's not bad. But yes, I do have the streamer client, so that's why I'm able to do stuff. Yeah, I have never lived with a bird or owned a bird before, so being able to live with one has been an interesting experience. What I can say is that I don't love it. I think it depends on the type of parrot that you have, the type of parrot that you're around. But the type of parrot that I'm around, he's very loud and he loves biting. It's just like his favorite thing to do is to bite you until he draws blood. And keep biting you. So it's a good time. He's got very tough beak. He's really small, like really small bird. So you think like, oh, really tiny animal, can't be that dangerous. And then you get a little bit too close to the beak, and my god. Yeah, and also he can be loud, too. Yeah, he can be really, really loud. But, it's my girlfriend's pet, so, you know, it is what it is. Let's do Necro 4. And then, I want, is it Necropolis? Yeah, Necropolis? Yeah. Yeah. Parakeets here in London, they're so loud. Yeah. It's the monk parakeet. It's one of those like green ones, one of the green parrots, little like the ones you see in like TV and movies. With them, the little pirate parrots. And yeah, I don't think any pirates actually wore those on their shoulder. I think that's entirely fiction, because if you had one on your shoulder, it would bite the shit out of your ears. Not saying I'm speaking from experience or that I've experienced that before, but maybe I have. I feel bad for saying that. Yeah, every time it comes up, like my girlfriend and I went to a friend's place for our barbecue this weekend, and we got to meet a whole bunch of different people, and so she was describing her parrot, and they were like, oh, what do you think of him? And I'm like, well, you know, he's a winged rat, and I'm excited that he gets to live for another 20 years. Doing lesser TR before fully unpacking is clearing guild data, so I made a mistake on one of my tunes. I didn't mention this in the guidance. I'm going to be honest with you. You are correct. I don't think SSG explicitly said don't do a TR or any type of reincarnation before unpacking, but I'm going to be honest. You could have seen that coming. Like, you're 100% right. They didn't have guidance on that. But TRing with packed data? I don't know, man. Doesn't sound like a good idea to me. It sucks the situation you're in if your character's like stuck in limbo and your data is there, or like data is missing. Like, that sucks and that's a bad situation. But like, yeah, I don't really know what you expected to happen outside of that. Mention only TR. Yeah, I mean like any TRs. Like, it just sounds like an immediate like red flag of like, this is something you should not do to me. But again, maybe I just have like different experience. I don't have fire or ice. You have firestorm and or like flame strike and ice storm. If not, I buy scrolls. I don't think I have any scrolls of that. Fire ice storm. But yeah, it sucks. It's an unfortunate situation. But also, when I read they like updated their guidance to be like, yes, we don't want anyone to be like TRing. I was like, who's going to TR before they unpack? That sounds like a terrible idea. Didn't tell me not to unplug my PC while using the transfer wizard. Yeah, like, I don't know. The reincarnation process, so like, this is also a bit of a DDO history thing. So if you're a newer player and you're not as versed with like how TRs have been handled and like reincarnations just in general have been handled in the system, but like there's a lot of things that people have wanted out of the reincarnation system. That is there anyone on my ship? Oh yeah, there is. There are a couple issues that with the reincarnation system that people want to get fixed. One of the major ones is instead of having to like input your information when you do an epic TR or something, it should be able to just know what you already picked. That would be nice if we could do that whenever we epic TR instead of having to like re-pick everything on our own. Or you know, having some of that information. So like there are just some minor things that would be pretty nice to be able to have. And any change to the TR system would be nice. But none of those things have ever happened because the TR system has always been this like black box that SSG has like had difficulty really looking inside of and how it interacts with things. It's, you know, probably the reason why they were like, hey, sorry, we can't let you TR with a TR or like transfer the TR cache because it breaks the entire video game and makes it so literally nothing functions in any capacity whatsoever. So yeah, it's just one of those things that like I would be too afraid to do, and so I'm sorry you got stuck in the thing. And I know I'm talking about TRs, but like any amount of reincarnation, that always makes me a little nervous. So hopefully your situation is resolved and you get that situation cleaned up sooner, ideally. But also, in case anyone else was wondering, it is not a good idea to TR or lesser reincarnate during the transfer process, as you're like probably going to get your character like bricked and be incapable of using it. So I would not recommend doing that. Also, I love that these shadows are immune to fire, but they're not immune to cold in any capacity. What a wild time. So get the torches with fairy fire and ice storm. True. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the audio down a little bit. I just don't have do I have ice storm? Oh, I do have ice storm. I'm an ice wizard. I just don't have fireball. They realized it didn't work because I assumed it wouldn't. Yeah, pretty much. Like for me, it's not really that big of a deal because most of my TR caches are very, very small. Because I usually like to empty out my TR cache when I reincarnate. I do that for two reasons. One, if your TR cache is empty, you actually load faster because your TR cache is loaded on your character. So if you empty out your TR cache, before you start playing, you get faster loading screens through the game because it's loading fewer things, which is important. But another thing, and this is just maybe on my end, I just don't like having to look at the TR cache all the time, and by emptying it out pretty much the second that I get the opportunity to, it ensures that I'm actually like removing all the items that I'm not using, because I find it's really easy to just have a TR cache full of like millions of things that you don't need. Like when I emptied out my TR cache to transfer this character, I deleted like 11, like 15 items, like somewhere around there, just being like, I don't need this, and getting rid of some stuff. And no longer have mounts, pets, or any shards. Well, that's not good. That one's really bad. Yo, what's up, Dali Burja? How are you doing? 3 different characters and stuff in the loading screen. Can't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was lucky. I got the streamer client, so... Oh, whoops. I didn't click on the thing. I forgot. I'm just standing here. So my shards are not gone. So it sounds like something is happening with DDO. Which makes me think it's maybe not the best idea to be playing in the event that they end up doing, like, a rollback of some kind. But 2 people coming in and saying they have no mounts or pets. I still have mounts and pets. That's not good. Uh-oh. That's not good. Did it just happen? Like, when did this happen? This item system probably needed a whole rework. Oh, dude, if there was, like, a button you could press to, like, take everything out of your TR cache, that'd be amazing. That would be bad. Oop. I lost my shards mounts. I had no shards. They're back? Wait, did they just like flicker on and off? I mean, they did say that the transfer system, they're like making some changes with the transfer queue. So it does make me wonder if, because they're doing stuff with the transfer queue right now, where it's going up and down, it's affecting some of the things that are supposed to transfer. Yeah, we might get a rollback. I mean, I'm expecting that at some point, but yeah. But that's wild. Again, I assume it's because the transfer queue is currently, like, being updated right now. They're, like, making adjustments to the transfer system. So, if you are looking at transferring within the next, like, couple minutes, don't transfer right now, because they are currently, well, you can't. It's, like, disabled until 3. Yeah, that's how I knew to actually log in. I was just playing on another server until I got the email, and then I transferred. Oh shit, unpacked tune transferred days ago? Wait, they just took the... So you didn't transfer anything, Chris, and then all of a sudden, all your stuff got deleted? Well, that's not good. Oh, it's just all gone. Oh, that sucks. Again, if it's right now, I assume it's because they're doing wacky stuff with the transfer queue in the first place, but I'm not 100% sure either. It's this is just me guessing, because I don't work for SSG, and also I'm not a big computer guy, so I don't really know in terms of like how some of the network stuff is working. What's a rollback? A rollback, Nopefather, is where they roll back the game to a previous state to fix a problem. So imagine you find out that there is some horrible game-breaking bug that is causing items to get deleted at random. You don't know the full scope of what it's doing. Like, you don't know how many items got deleted, but you know it's a problem and you have to fix it. If you have a way to track it, then you don't have to worry about it. But if you don't have a way to track it, you're going to have a lot of unhappy people if you can't fix it. The answer is you can do a rollback. A rollback is where they take basically, you know, a picture of what the server looks like, what everybody has and all their items and everything else, and they just go back to that previous state. Usually that would be like around a patch time. So like if they patched, let's say last week when they did the transfers on Thursday, if they patched, they could, and they took a snapshot, they could then roll back to Thursday, and then it would basically be like nobody did their transfers yet, and everything would be like fully undone. That being said, rollbacks are generally not a good idea in like online media and stuff, and pretty much ever when you have like large amounts of users, because if you do a rollback, it's kind of like just like loading a previous save in a video game. You know, it's tough if you're playing a game and you realize you haven't saved in a while and you're kind of stuck and you have to go back to a previous save and you lose like an hour of progress. But imagine doing that for possibly like 10 hours or 2 days and then possibly like 10,000 or 15,000 customers. Like, it gets real bad real fast when you start thinking about the full math on it. So rollbacks are the kind of the things that they would want to fully avoid forever. But that has happened in DDO's past. 800k RXP? Yeah. With levels on another is what I would lose. See, like I said, I hope it's not that there's nothing like that that would be necessary, but we'll see. They've said before that a lot of the data that they have is like still around, so that like, you know, some people have had their characters like get stuck in limbo or things, but they still have the data. There's just like in a place that people don't have access to, so hopefully that is like the worst of it. But yeah. Also, H. Savioto, welcome back to the stream team. Appreciate the support. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you so much. Glad to have you here. Inferno. I guess super good media coverage. Oh yeah. I mean, so here's the thing. Super good media coverage. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really like DDO. It's like one of my favorite video games. But, you know, media coverage? If people even know about this game, that's good. Although I will say a lot of people do know about Dungeons & Dragons Online in the MMO sphere, because they've either heard about it or played it at some point because it's free, something like that. But yeah. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have oh god. As it's loading. We're loading zones. And your stuff came back. Like I said, if your stuff goes missing over the next hour, DDO is doing a bunch of stuff with the transfer server. So I would not be... Yeah, it's just loading. It's loading. DDO is currently doing some stuff with the transfer server right now, and so that might be affecting like how some stuff is loading or unloading onto your account. So keep that in mind. Yeah, even still, like, oh my god, we have to wait for the zone to load. Well, it loaded. Because if you did not know, areas like this, they load in chunks. So you don't load the entire necropolis all in one go, because that takes up extra load on the server. They only load the necropolis as you get closer to an area that you would need to load. And usually that's not a problem, because when the server is running at full capacity, it saves on server space, because instead of loading the whole thing, you're only loading partial things. It's sort of like how in like older games on like old consoles, the way they could handle 3D initially is that if you're not looking at an object, it's unloaded. So if I'm playing a 3D video game and I'm looking this way, everything that the camera is not looking at is unloaded, so you can use that memory. They had to be very efficient with how they did stuff, because it was really hard to get like 3D models and stuff to run on Nintendo 64.
Seek the Flame Guardians. Defeat them.
So there's that.
Then the Black Abbot's cultist sunlight streams in through a crack.
He's failed transfer 8 times. He's stuck in Thelanis. I can't log him in. Expected way too much stuff. Maybe. It could also just be like, it could be a variety of things. It's hard to say right now what all the issues are. People in ataraxia? Well, you shouldn't have said anything about it. That's what happens when you share information about where you're going.
Engulf this room.
Get to an area before it loaded? Yep. So yeah, so again, it's just one of those things. It's just a part of DDO and video games in general. It was very shit. Transformers was more than 3D games ever. Yeah, I still remember playing. There's the Jurassic Park game on the Super Nintendo where they had these like interior sections that were 3D, just like it was Doom, and man, that was sick. I absolutely loved that video game. It was so cool. Because you're like going around in these interior sections on your Super Nintendo, like first-person shooter style, blasting like all these different raptors that pop out of nowhere at you and make horribly loud sounds. As a very young child, that was a terrifying video game to play. Just woo. But yeah, so like I said, we'll see. I'm hopeful that things will clear up. Generally, I think I know a lot of people have been having issues and there's been a lot of problems. As somebody who experienced the transfers in Lord of the Rings Online, the transfers that we're experiencing here are literally night and day. It is so much better in DDO. Because here's the thing, not everybody has been able to fully transfer their characters, and a lot of people have been stuck. And that is not good, and it's something that SSG, you know, should fix and continue to work on. And I know that they will, and hopefully they get it done sooner rather than later. But like by this time, for the Lord of the Rings Online, like no one in my guild had transferred yet. Everybody was still waiting. So yeah. Is that Strimtom? No, I'm a facsimile of Strimtom. I'm like an illusion. That's it was just Fester's Quest? Yeah, but it looked better than Fester's Quest. And the music was sick as hell. Okay. Don't you be talking smack about Super Nintendo, oh god. Or the music on the SNES. Is this guy heal from cold? Nope. Gotcha. Got him, dude. You just wait for everybody. And so good, did he made a simulacrum to stream? Correct, yep. Streamulacrum. That's me. Yeah, I believe it's middle click. Strav Winchester. I believe if you're using the DDO builder, you use the middle click when you pick a feat. So use your middle mouse button. If your mouse does not contain a middle mouse button, I have no way to help you. But that's what I would do. Dude. Okay, don't click anything. Don't break the thing. There we go. Lantern events and be thankful. Hardcore is gone. So I don't know if hardcore is going to be gone like forever. I think that's a definite possibility, but I don't think so. I think we'll probably see some element of hardcore again. They might just do like lantern style events in the future, but I don't know. I didn't update the thing. What's the button? What's the button? What's my push to talk button? What's my push to talk button? Hello, we're on Inferno. I forgot what my push to talk button was. I was like, what's with the bank? Transfers. Everyone is banking. You would have a mouse with no middle mouse button? Well, I don't know. There's also different like type of like ergonomic mouses and customizable mountain mouses and all sorts of stuff. So like I don't know who would have a mouse without a middle mouse button, but for accessibility reasons, some people might have custom mouses and things like that. So the remake of Metroid Fusion for SNES? I did see the remake of Metroid Fusion for Super Nintendo. That one looked amazing, by the way. The trailer for that one? That was great. Are the guild airships still lag frozen? I haven't been on mine today, so I don't know. That's a good question, though. Okay. Oh. Oh, wait. That person didn't join. Invite? They still didn't join? Ah, shit. I missed it. Oh, it is what it is. This can come over here. Hey, buddy. Where's the guy? Where is he? Acolyte, a flame, a coilite. Didn't work again. It's because you go through doors. You can't go through doors when you get TP. My character is an Azamar and I'm no longer VIP and I don't own Azamar. Is the way to get the character transferred or is it just stuck? If you don't own it, then you can't access it. So it is, unfortunately, it is stuck until you can either own Azamar or become VIP or have access to it. Like if you're saying your character is on an old server like Thalanis and you aren't able to log it in to pack it to transfer it, then no, you cannot transfer it and pack it until you have access to the character.
Everybody was kung fu banking. Those servers were fast as lightning.
I mean, again, I will say this. As somebody who played a ton of the Lord of the Rings Online and was there during their transfers, it was so much worse in Lord of the Rings. People have transferred. People are playing the video game. Look at the LFMs on Thrain right now. People are playing. That's crazy. Yeah, sorry, Romeo. But you know, you could get it. Probably more like a lantern. Yeah, if I assume it's hardcore like. More than anything else is what they'll do. The custom mouse, you probably at least got a button that functions as M3. Yes, also probably that. Yeah, like this weekend, honestly, the game was really, really smooth, even with all the people that were transferring. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens when like more people are playing on individual servers. I am curious though as to how that's going to affect the total DDO population, because the DDO population has been pretty stagnant for like the past, like there's been peaks and valleys, but it's stayed like roughly around the same, like probably like minus like 7% or so over the past like 5 years, which is not good. You don't want your population to go down ever, but like it's like not that big of a change. So I'm curious as to what's going to happen to the general population as more people are crammed into like one server. So yeah, we'll see how it actually goes. But yeah, there's quite a lot of people doing things. I'm doing a thing. Is that what the Eladrin look like? They're kind of like blue elves. It's kind of sick. I haven't actually looked at the pictures. I'm surprised that they actually have pictures. Is this somebody who doesn't have a picture? Is there a race that doesn't have a picture yet? Is it like Dampier? They don't have pictures? Yeah, there's like a bunch of people that don't have pictures. That's a fighter. That's a warlock. I assume these are Dampiers. I actually don't know. Under AI face, now it's Dampier? Yeah. Able to fill a Temple of the Deathworm at 1 a.m. Eastern. That's the other thing too, is like, because people were asking what servers they should transfer to. And the answer is generally, if you're in Europe, you should go to the Europe servers. And if you're in North America, you should go to the North American servers. But realistically, you should play around your playtime. Like if you're somebody who, maybe you work evening shift in Europe. So the time that you get off of work is, 11 to midnight sort of thing. And so your playtime is like midnight to 3 in the morning. Well, that's like 6 to 9 North America, like Eastern time. So maybe you would actually rather play on the North American servers if your schedule generally lines up with the people that are playing during those times. So yeah. Don't show up in pictures. Okay. I think wait, can you not take pictures of vampires? Is that how that works? I know you can't have them in like they don't have mirrors, but can you also not take pictures of vampires? Cameras use mirrors. Okay, look, I don't know a lot about vampires, okay? Only in Fatal Frame, true. You're probably? Yeah, but like, you don't really need, I mean, obviously I'm biased on this. Do you need to worry about ping in DDO? Admittedly, I haven't tried actually playing on the EU servers. You can paint them? Hmm. Time to add more people to the Ataraxia's Haven. By the way, guys, if you need to bank somewhere, you have to go to Ataraxia's Haven. You got to go to Ataraxia. That's the way to go. Gillen, are you close? We're like waiting a long time. I don't mind waiting for people, but like, it's been like 5 minutes. Get to the quest. 5 to 6 hours of unpacking. So the answer is, so what I'm learning is the answer is unpack, then go to bed. You unpack, then go to bed and leave your computer running. Assuming you have, the opportunity to be able to do that. I know not everybody has like, this time of year, maybe you gotta like conserve power or whatever, but yeah. Maybe that's the stratagem. But the game feels the same. That's because a lot of people, I think, get confused about DDO and lag. It's the reason why I'm very particular with the language that I use when I describe different types of lag. Also, next is Flesh Maker. Whoop. Flesh Maker's Laboratory. So one of the reasons why when we talk about lag in the game, for me, lag is when the servers are running into problems, or maybe your own internet connection, and it causes things to freeze and basically be incapable of moving. However, there is the alternative type of lag that a lot of people experience, which is the desync issue. And I call it as such because that's basically where the position on your client is not the same position that you are on the server. There's a desync. The left hand is not talking to the right hand, and so the game has to try to play catch up and try to update to the proper position. So the easiest way you can see this is when you get on any of those air jets, because when you stand on an air jet, it starts like glitching around because the client, for whatever reason, is not coming up with the same calculations as to where your character is supposed to be on the server, and so you get different outcomes based on where you're supposed to be. But the answer is you are always where the server has you. So that's just the client playing catch up. That's why it's like glitching around, trying to put you in the right spot. Because it's trying to be like, no, you're here. Oh, actually, you're here. I'm being told you're here now. So it's kind of like catching up instead of doing anything else. It's the same reason why like you'll notice you're like falling in each of those little like like the momentum is very different between each of the little clips. Why are there a million zombies? And the reason why the momentum is very different is because when you get teleported from one like on your client to catch up to where the server is, the client doesn't know how fast you were going because you weren't supposed to be in that place according to the client, and so that's why it kind of like gets a little glitchy and like it looks the way it does. So that type of issue is kind of like a desync between positioning between your client and the server, and that type of server-based or like not server-based, but like position-based desync is something that is still going to exist in DDO. So that's the same thing where like you jump on a moving platform. So let's say one of the platforms in Sharn, in the final Sharn quest, or not final Sharn quest, in Just Business, when you're doing Just Business and you jump on one of the moving platforms, you'll notice you'll land and then your character will shift on the moving platform even though you didn't do anything, and that's literally the measurable amount of desync that exists in the game. You can like see it with your eyes and be like, oh, that's how much desync there is between the game and the server. And that's like, no matter how fast the server is running, no matter how good your connection is, you could be plugged directly into the server in the building that it's hosted in, and that problem will still exist because that's an issue of like the client and the server not shaking hands. They kind of miss a little bit sometimes, and that's just built into the game. Ideally, that's something they could probably fix by like doing some like optimizations and tweaks within the actual like client itself, but like that is as far as I know. I am not a programmer. I mean, old mirrors were silver based. Oh, true. Judge Basin's trying to buy blood glyphs. Do you think the other one goes for the fist bump? Yeah. And I trust what Need More Chai says because he's a expert on computers, so I trust it. Is it just a huge desync of him stuck on Classic for 3 hours? No, that's just you entering another layer of hell, unfortunately. You thought there were 7 layers? Oh, it goes so much deeper than that. Dante didn't know what he was talking about. He ran out of... He just, like, didn't write nearly enough. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I have this... Or fortunately for me, I guess, I have the streamer client. So I'm able to play the game no matter what. The secret trick that I have. Ooh. Oh. Smoking this guy. New kids will come in and play? Yeah, maybe. Random unpacking 3k items. Okay, maybe that's it. Maybe you just have to find a different place to unpack. I wonder if that's part of it. So a bunch of people unpacking in the same instances. Like, maybe people have to find remote places to go. Okay, so if somebody has to unpack and they haven't unpacked yet, can you go to, like, the Threnal bar, like the Threnal Tavern, and unpack there and see how long it takes? I'm extremely curious as to how that would go. Yeah, like, don't unpack in the harbor. Go to, like, the Threnal bar and unpack there. Obviously, I'm assuming most of you are stuck in unpack hell, but just, I'm curious. Yeah. Meridia, anywhere, if you go to a zone and you can't see another single person there, try unpacking there. Obviously not in a town instance, not in a dungeon instance, but... Service is always a balancing act? Yeah. I still remember when the lag in Path of Exile was so horrifically bad that, like, the game was just, like, straight unplayable most of the time. And you would have to have a macro for /OOS, which was /out of sync, which would force the game to, like, resync with the server. And you would be spamming that, like, every 5 to 6 seconds, constantly resyncing yourself with the server. And then one day they just came out and they're like, by the way, new patch, lockstep, you're in lockstep with the server now, don't worry about it. And it was like night and day. It was just a brand new video game. Unpacking after you've reincarnated. No, don't do that. Don't reincarnate if you haven't unpacked. Down launch day and it went pretty smoothly. Yeah, my unpack, I did it in the Hall of Heroes, which like was not the smartest idea, but like it was what I did.
As the lightning machine shuts down, its true source of power.
But if I unpack in the Twilight Raid, yeah, if you go to like there's like the town area, so you could do that. Someone try and reincarnate without unpacking? Many people have tried reincarnating without unpacking. Who wanted? Somebody wanted this. It's Gillanthus? Gillanthus. Yeah, there we go. Ah. Alright. In the chest. It's not, again, I think anybody is capable of like, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. If you are playing a video game or doing anything, you kind of just have high hopes that something is going to function. So it is easy for somebody to think that like, oh, the transfer service is working. I am an optimistic person. I'm also like, I try not to be like a bummer. I'd rather like be excited about something. That's why I'm like, I'm having a lot of fun playing DDO and I'm excited about the transfers, even if they're not working for everybody right now. The fact, and I haven't transferred most of my stuff. I'm waiting like 2 weeks to transfer stuff. I just transferred one character and that's it. I'm excited to be able to play with people. I'm looking forward. This process is again, Ghost of Perdition. This process is significantly smoother than it was in Lord of the Rings. So for me, I am like genuinely excited about these things. But at the same time, I've also played Dungeons and Dragons Online for like 100,000 years. I've played since like back in the Stone Ages, where the best piece of armor you were going to get was a regular half plate because it cost you like 500 gold and you did not have that much gold. Okay, so I remember the olden days, but by that same token, or at least for me, it's like